Good afternoon. The fundamental structure of Tai-chi Chuan. First part, the bow structure. The bow structure is fundamental to Yang style and indeed other styles of Tai Chi Chuan. So today we're going to explore it in detail. I'm going to ask Chantal, please step forward. Now we're going to begin at the beginning. Please stand just like this, exactly, in the Wu Ji stance. Wonderful. Now, I want to correct everything here to make sure that the torso is connected, because this, what happens when we go into the bow posture, we want to keep the same sensations, the same feelings in the torso that we have when we're standing up. Because standing like this is not so difficult. As soon as you start to move, things happen that can disalign the posture. Okay, so ears aligned with shoulders. Shoulders aligned with hips. Hips aligned with feet. Light here, heavy at the perineum. The perineum, energy sinks down into the earth. The chest is emptied. We try to fill up here. Breathe naturally. Tip of the tongue on the palate behind the teeth. Very nice. Now I'm going to ask you please to step forward on an angle that way, with the left foot forward. Wonderful. Okay. Now, sometimes this posture is called the 70-30 posture, because we have 70 at the front and 30 at the back. It's 2/3 approximately. On a very high level of mastery, it would be 49-51. Okay, but we are not there. We are more at 70-30. And if you've been practicing for a while, you can get to 60-40, which is what I do in my private practice. Now the body is going to be we're going to keep it straight for the moment, vertical. I will talk about how much degrees of leaning in a moment, but for the moment, let's keep it straight here. What is imperative is that when you shift forward, this goes down vertically. This goes vertically, which creates a sensation that the knee is rising up. Now it's not literally rising up, but there's this sensation, the feeling that something is rising. This is good, because this will align the knee with the space between the big toe and the second toe. This creates stability in the structure and prevents the knee from moving around. Okay? Very good, very stable. Now square the hips. Yes, exactly. Very good. Please step forward over there into that angle. Yeah, great. Nice and solid. Down here, there you go. So we can put a little pressure here, and you're solid. Okay? Wonderful. Okay. Very good, very good, very good. Now, here is a balloon or a bowl, something big that we're sitting on that connects the whole thing. Okay? The whole is a kind of tensegrity. But inside of this, there's a sung, relax, sung and sink, so that everything goes down, connects with the earth. Except this, of course, which raises up. And this creates, the spine is going to be very long, like that. Okay? Wonderful. Very nice. Now, please step forward this way, straight into the camera. Now, a big problem that a lot of people have, and it was my problem for a while, is something that actually becomes exasperating for some people. To square the hips need to be very, very square. This is imperative. In everything we do, the hips have to be square, because we move in degrees of 8. So we need to turn quarters and eighths. And this, without having the body straight and square, you can't sense it as cleanly. So, square. Now the problem is that the hip, if you bring the hip here, the knee is compromised. And the knees, you know, we call them God's error. We have to make sure that the knee remains aligned with the foot. And yet the hip has to turn this way. Now, when I first encountered this, I thought, how is that possible unless you're a contortionist with the Cirque du Soleil? But with practice, it comes. It takes time. You can do auxiliary exercises of stretching or whatever to try to open up the hips. I can show you some of those at a later point. There are exercises that we do that are fabulous for opening the hips, because this has to be square, more square, and yet the knee has to go over there. And this is going this way, and this is going that way. Creating a dynamic tension. I don't like the word tension, but you see what I mean. A tensegrity of forces. Most of the force is going forward, some is going back. It has to be like that. It's the same in everything we do. All strikes and so on, not all the energy is going forward. Some is going to come back. If you put everything forward, you'd fall. Okay, how do you feel?
I need a break.
You need a break, okay. Well, thank you very much. You need a break. Long time in the posture. In the old days, people would stand like that. I think single whip, they would stand 20 minutes like this. And also 10 minutes with the weight on the back. And that is the fairy posture, sometimes called the empty posture, and I will be analyzing that very shortly. So that's the bow posture for you. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully you can apply this to your work and push hands and everything we do. The bow posture is fundamental. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.